So dear students, in this video we are going to see the root of the lung, what are the contents in the root of the lung, and what are the various impressions on the medial surface of the right lung and medial surface of the left lung, and we will see the arrangement of structures in the root. Okay, now let us start with the root of the lung. Root of the lung, it is a short broad pedicle which connects medial surface of the lung to the mediastinum, both sides. This is the left lung, so this is the root of the lung. So this root of the lung, it is a short broad pedicle connects medial surface of the lung to the mediastinum. Now the root of the lung, it is formed by the structures which are entering or coming out of the lung at the hilum. Root of the lung, it is formed by the structures which are entering and coming out of the lung at the hilum. Hilum means a depression. So this root of the lung, it lies opposite the bodies of 5th, 6th and 7th thoracic vertebrae. So this root of the lung, it is surrounded by parietal pleura. So the parietal pleura, which is surrounding the root of the lung, it extends downwards beyond the root as a fold. This is known as pulmonary ligament. This is important. So in the left lung also we can make out the pulmonary, this is the pulmonary ligament in the left lung, and this is the pulmonary ligament in the right lung. So the parietal pleura surrounding the root of the lung, it extends downwards beyond the root as a fold, which is known as the pulmonary ligament. Now this pulmonary ligament or the fold, it contains thin layer of loose areolar tissue with few lymphatics. So why there is a pulmonary ligament? So this is the pulmonary ligament, you can see. So this pulmonary ligament or a fold, it actually provides a dead space into which the pulmonary veins can expand during increased venous return, as in case of exercise. Let us discuss the impressions on the medial surface of the right lung. So we will see what are the various impressions at the medial surface of the right lung. So first we can see here the cardiac impression for the right atrium and auricle. Then this impression is for the superior vena cava, right? Superior vena cava. So obviously you can see here the impression of right brachiocephalic vein which drains into superior vena cava. Then the azygous vein, the arch of the azygous vein we can make out here. The arch of the azygous vein, it opens into the superior vena cava. So this impression is for the superior vena cava, and here there is one more impression, that is for the brachiocephalic vein, right brachiocephalic vein, lower part of the right brachiocephalic vein which opens into the superior vena cava, and this impression is for the arch of azygous vein which drains into the superior vena cava. Then we have, here is the impression for the trachea anteriorly. Posteriorly there is an impression for the esophagus. This is the esophageal impression, and this is the tracheal impression. Then the right phrenic nerve, this is the impression for the right phrenic nerve, and also in front of the trachea there is an impression for the right vagus nerve, the right vagus nerve. So these are the impressions of the medial surface of the right lung. So number one, the cardiac impression for right atrium and the right auricle, and superior vena caval impression, lowermost part of the right brachiocephalic vein, the arch of azygous vein opening into the superior vena cava, and here is the impression of the trachea anteriorly, and posteriorly there is an impression for the esophagus. And we have two nerves related to the medial surface of the right lung, the right vagus and also the right phrenic nerve. So these are the impressions of the right lung. So let us discuss about the contents of the root of the lung or at the hilum. So number one, we have the principal bronchus. The principal bronchus, which is divided into eparterial and hyparterial. See, if you feel the bronchus, it is tough because it is lined by hyaline cartilage. Okay, it is lined by hyaline cartilage, right? Then we have one pulmonary artery, two pulmonary veins. This is inferior pulmonary vein and this is superior pulmonary vein. And there are some bronchial arteries and bronchial veins. Now arrangement of structures in the root from anterior to posterior. First we have the superior pulmonary vein, then we have pulmonary artery, and we have the principal bronchus. Let me repeat. From anterior to posterior, we have the superior pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery and the bronchus. Okay. From above downwards, we have eparterial bronchus and pulmonary artery, then hyparterial bronchus. This is in relation to the pulmonary artery. Above the pulmonary artery in the right lung we have eparterial bronchus, and below the pulmonary artery we have hyparterial bronchus, and we have inferior pulmonary vein. So these are the structures at the hilum in the right lung from above downwards: eparterial bronchus, hyparterial bronchus, eparterial bronchus, pulmonary artery, hyparterial bronchus and inferior pulmonary vein. From anterior to posterior, we have superior pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery and bronchus. So these are the structures at the hilum of the right lung. Let me repeat. From above downwards, we have eparterial bronchus, pulmonary artery and hyparterial bronchus and inferior pulmonary vein. From anterior to posterior, superior pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery and bronchus. Now let us discuss about impressions of the medial surface of the left lung. It has impression for the left ventricle, is a cardiac impression for the left ventricle and the left auricle, and it is related to the pulmonary trunk. Then arch of aorta, this is the impression for the arch of aorta, right? Pulmonary trunk and arch of aorta. Then arch of aorta continues down as descending thoracic aorta. This is very, very important. Descending thoracic aorta impression is very, very prominent in case of the left lung. So with this we can determine the side of the lung also. If you see this impression, which is very prominent because it is absent in the right lung, the descending thoracic aorta impression you see on the medial surface of the left lung. So this is arch of aorta and descending thoracic aorta. With these impressions you can determine the side of the lung also. So it is the left lung, the arch of aorta, descending thoracic aorta, and here will be the left subclavian artery, and it is also related to the thoracic duct. Then esophageal impression, then the left brachiocephalic vein and left vagus nerve, and left recurrent laryngeal nerve. So these are the impressions of the left lung. Number 1, we have cardiac impression for the left ventricle and left auricle, then pulmonary trunk, arch of aorta, descending thoracic aorta, and impression for the left subclavian artery, and also the left brachiocephalic vein. Then we have impression for the esophagus, thoracic duct, and left vagus and recurrent laryngeal nerves. Left vagus and recurrent laryngeal nerves. So these are the impressions of the medial surface of the left lung. Let us look at the hilum or the root of the lung. So arrangement of structures in the left lung, we have the pulmonary artery, because the wall is very thin, we can make out this is the pulmonary artery. Then, it is thick walled. Then we have the principal bronchus. And here we can make out the inferior pulmonary veins, and this is the superior pulmonary vein. So these are the structures at the hilum of the left lung. Pulmonary artery, bronchus, and inferior pulmonary vein, and this is superior pulmonary vein. So this is about the structures which are entering and leaving the hilum of the left lung. The bronchus, it enters the left lung. Pulmonary artery also enters the lung. Superior and inferior pulmonary veins, they leave the left lung and eventually opens into the left atrium of the heart. So to conclude, the identification of the right and left lungs. Number 1, you can see the impression of the left lung, that is descending thoracic aorta and arch of aorta. They are absent in case of the right lung. Okay, so with this impression only we can say that it is a left lung, because lobes and fissures may vary. Now you can see in the left lung we have only one fissure, oblique fissure, but it may vary. Sometimes you see two fissures, oblique and the horizontal fissure. Okay, and we have cardiac notch over here at the anterior border, and there is a lingula, which is a tongue shaped projection, and it corresponds to the middle lobe of the right lung. So with this also we can identify the side of the lung. So that's it about the gross features of the lungs and side determination, and also the various surfaces and borders, and the impressions of the medial surface of the right lung and impressions on the medial surface of the left lung, and structures at the root of the lung. Thank you very much.